everyone, this is PrinceBrightstar, and welcome back to Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. So, a new mini-episode has released, but I'll be honest, based on what we've seen in some of the previous ones, I'm not expecting this to last that long, but we will see how today goes, I guess, here. Let's go ahead and get logged in. Also, just for reference, I recently upgraded to an NVIDIA RTX 5080, and so because of that, I no longer need to use DLSS. The frame rate is staying stable for the most part without me having to have this on anymore. Granted, there are still hitches in the game, but at this point I think those are unfortunately ingrained into the game engine, rather than them being anything that I can actually do anything about. This should have the impact of providing a higher quality image than before. Alright, the mini-episode is happening out here in the Retem Desert, over by the gravesite.
I heard about the Song of Mourning. Oh, hello. Well, why don't you join us? I heard that the Song of Mourning was often played throughout Lucille.
Yes. I'm not sure how it ended up being sung in Retem, however.
That's a really good question. We've kind of been without new concerts for some time here. So, do you know any other songs?
Yes, actually. As I mentioned, the Song of Mourning was played between projects. The Song of War, too. There was a lot of information about music among Lucille's vast databases. We had a large library of songs, both in audio and video format.
A large library?
I had no interest in any of it back then. I never took the initiative to seek it out anyway. But I was familiar with both songs, and when I looked them up, I found out they had lyrics.
I'm sorry, I was there.
After listening a few times, I knew them well enough to at least hum along. You can imagine my surprise at learning Retem had the same song.
Interesting. You mentioned a large library. What other songs were there?
I don't remember exactly, but I do know that they were all over the place. A lot of them used different kinds of instruments. I'd have to guess they probably were not composed by resurgent arcs. They came from beyond even the nameless city. Created in some world beyond ours, if I had to guess.
And this world beyond ours creates endless kinds of music? Would I be able to access this vast library of music, perhaps?
You can access most of it from terminals in Alpha. Most of it, anyway.
Wonderful. Who came up with music? What was the process behind it? That's something I have always wondered about. Over time, music became something exclusive, something inaccessible to the people, something used ceremonially. It is not my intent to dishonor that. But I never felt that music was meant to be something solely used for ceremonies. And now, I know my suspicions were correct. The people of Retem all adore music. I would like for it to be freely accessible to them. If it is not an imposition, I would like to share this library with them.
Nadara, I recommend you try finding works by somebody by the name of Kuna. And I don't know if I would ever be good at singing or not here. But I guess I might as well try it. I want to sing along with everyone.
Me too.
Thank you. I can see the looks on their faces now. I want to see Hadi's reaction before anyone else's.
Alright, so I have to laugh at the fact that, once again, my frame here is basically just interrupting the scenes themselves, getting in the way of the NPCs talking. But at the same time, it looked like my body was not even being animated at the time. You see, I wasn't even really breathing here. I was just stuck in that pose. Just another case of Sega not being careful of what they do with the player. Okay, but yeah, no, that's a really interesting topic here. The question of the music. Granted, I have the prior knowledge that a lot of that stuff would have come from back in the day of base PSO2 with Kuna, with Sachiko, who, we never met on the global side, but we definitely met them on the Japanese side, where they basically welcomed the Arcs to Earth. And then, there are also the collaboration music and all that other sort of stuff. Plus, we can't forget that, this whole time, Mags have been able to play all of this different music from back in the base game. So, yeah, not to mention, PSO as well, along with other games from Sega, so there's a chance they might be tapping into some of that here. But who knows? We'll have to see. Anyway, it looks like we got a little bit more to this, so at least it wasn't a quick one-scene thing here, but let's see what else we got. This is actually pretty distant here. All the way out in Alio. Alright, here we are for the second part of this. Aina and Dozer.
Oh, it's you. Dozer here was just telling me something about Rikul and Ruka.
The ones you were training?
Yeah, I was asking Dozer what he thinks about their progress. You were saying?
The recruits you trained have been deployed all across Alpha and are gaining experience. They're doing a good job. Really helping out. Quite a lot. Rikul and Ruka are currently stationed in Retem and working under Hadi. Rikul is squad leader, and Ruka is assistant squad leader. It's a new environment, but they're taking to it very well. I think they got that adaptability from you, Aina.
We sure did go through a lot together.
The word is, you really put your training corps through their paces.
I wasn't trying to, it's just... I didn't know how to tailor things at first. But I think I got better, little by little, thanks to everyone's advice.
I didn't want to butt in and offer help you didn't want. Turns out, I didn't need to.
Was my advice helpful?
Of course it was.
The fact is, all your trainees are highly satisfied with the instruction you provided, Aina.
I'm glad to hear that.
Look at that. Our conversation came around to you.
I guess so.
Well, in any case, I'm not worried about your students at all. And you shouldn't be either.
Okay, I won't. So, what am I supposed to do now exactly?
Well, as I mentioned, we're planning to train some new recruits pretty soon. I'd appreciate if you could handle some of them.
I think I'll do better this time around.
That's the spirit. I guess that means I can ask you to train even more at once this time.
Oh, wait, I didn't say...
I'm teasing you. Though, to be honest, it might not be a bad idea, considering what we're dealing with. Well, I suppose we can work those details out another time.
Yes, sir.
So I think what this is trying to show is that time is moving on even from, when we were rescuing Aina in that canyon back in Retem not that long ago. But at the same time, I'm looking here and it looks like that is the end of the mini episode. Oh, so we got 2 scenes, not 1. Sega, you gotta make these things longer. Give us some sustaining time on this at least here. At least we know come April we are going to be getting the longer full chapter, so that's at least some good news here, I guess. So we will we'll have to see about that. But yeah, unfortunately that kind of brings things to the end, at least for now here. In terms of the story, there really isn't much else to say here. We learn that they're talking about, I guess, downloading the music that's on Lucille, and then also what Aina's going to be up to in the near future here. I guess there's a chance we might run into the new trainees in the next chapter, but we really kind of have to see where things actually end up. It's kind of a real unknown at this point, where the story is actually going to head, aside from them potentially directly addressing those incursions that have been happening in Kvaris and Retem. Now that's not all for today. I did want to check out something else before we close out here. The Nameless City got a new region here, the Nameless City Entertainment Zone. And I want to check that out real quick just to see if there's anything that we can pick up on in terms of any hints of what might be going on. Not to mention if this is happening in the region where that giant Clarissa could be found. Neon City, a nameless city district that was active until approximately 500 years ago. The Resurgent Ark's members who lived there, it is said that most of them lost their lives to internal conflicts and dangerous experiments. And since the district was eventually uninhabited, Zepheto sealed it off, never to be reopened. As you can see, the lights have mysteriously come back on. We are still investigating the cause. There are derelict entertainment facilities in the area, but they're crawling with powerful enemies. Please be careful. So first things first, I do see that giant Clarissa over there, and based on the structure of the city as it was before, I unfortunately have to say this is most likely a reskinned version of the Nameless City area. In fact, there's the proof of it right there. The same district that we saw in Nameless City is right over there. So, unfortunately, I don't think we're really going to find anything that special here. We will take a quick look around here, but at this point, I'm not really expecting that much here. Yeah, these signs are looking the same. Yeah, the area that's available here in the Nameless City is effectively the same thing that we got when the Nameless City first opened up. Yeah, even this jumping puzzle seems to be the same as what it is in the original version. Yeah, so unfortunately it doesn't look like there's anything else that we can really learn here in the Neon City. It's a real shame that they couldn't even give us, like, a brand new, unique area compared to the original Nameless City. They just had to reskin the original. It kind of makes me wonder why something so obvious isn't being picked up by any of the other NPCs, but I guess they're just not that observant in the end here. But I suppose if we have to go by the story's logic, then the question becomes, yeah, who turned the lights on? And could it have anything to do with that separatist group that was working against Zepheto? I hope we get an answer to this at some point. but I don't know. We'll have to see what direction the story really heads in. I mean, honestly, not much is really happening in the story here, at this point here, as we just saw just a few moments ago. So, all we can really do now is just basically wait until April and see where the new story chapter actually takes us. But that's going to do it for me here. Thank you for joining me today. This is PrinceBrightstar signing off. I'll catch you next time.